Hello, this is Susan of the North, also known as Susan Hintz-Epstein. I'm doing the Rune reading, uh, the Rune of the Day reading for February 9th through the 15th. I don't know how you all are out there doing. For me, life has felt very heavy lately, and a lot of it has had to do with the political change in New York State. Not New York State, America. I live in New York State. I'm taking a point of making time to take good care of myself. And I'm taking time also to consider what it is that I can do to affect or influence a political climate that I did not vote for. I'm trying to bridge the differences. I'm willing to listen to people who like the president elect, and that's fine insofar as they are willing to listen to me. And then we come to some kind of agreement to disagree. It's okay. But what really bothers me are some of the really narrow minded MAGA supporters, and that's all they see. The fervency, the zeal, that's all they see. They don't see anything beyond what they're told. So I've been working on this platform for maybe 2, 3 years now. And I was looking at it initially as a way to gain tribe community with the rooms. It's been working for me to a point, and I'm using it also as a platform to be of service because I believe that the runes are given to us by the divine, like other oracle methods, in order for us to grow our souls, deepen our spiritual connection to the gods or God, whatever your stance is. I do not judge it. I have many that I follow. I was raised Christian, cannot get it totally out of my conditioning. So I just do more or less anti church. Even that may not be an insightful thing, but to have a community, you have to be with like minded people. My like minded people are mostly interfaith, people of open minds, people who are following a pathway of, I'm going to borrow a term from a Native American author on spiritual indigeneity. I don't have his book with me, so I can't share his name, but I promised to try getting some reading material together for those of you who are interested in ideas and like to read and think about things. But anyway, I started this diatribe right now to say it's been a week of heavy energy for me. And, you know, I realized last week when I did the death rune for the 5th, that was the same day my husband passed 2 years ago from dementia into the overlife or the afterlife. And sometimes his visiting me is a gift, and sometimes his visiting me is a real problem. And it's something else I'm working on with my shamans. But we each have our own problems. We each have our own joys and our own gifts. So today I've been taking a look at some of the problems I need to address in my life. And of course, the rune I drew for today, February the 9th, is Now Thij. Now Thij comes up a lot. It seems to me a lot these days. This is a rune of your back is to the wall. You have to face your problems. You have to take steps to address or find the solution to it. I'm hit with more bills than I need, and this is a common story in America today. So I don't want to preach. I don't want to get on a bandstand. I just want to be encouraging to face our problems, to accept our problems, to meet them with all of the resiliency and resources that we have. For me, this room today means looking at available money, making choices as to what's really important to me and what can I cut out of my spending altogether. Some of these are not easy choices, but they are there to be made. For Monday, the 10th of February, we have the rune from the Anglo-Saxon Futhark that means menage. The form changed from the Elder Futhark. Instead of two window shapes facing each other, it sort of became either two back-to-back thurisaz shapes, which one could consider other human beings who have your back. These are the friends we need in these times. Life has been changing. People who are so into this manifesting love and light new age stuff. I mean, I'm on the fringes of the new age stuff, but I've worked with my own shadows in a deep, meaningful way. And I'm just sort of look at some of these people wondering, when are they going to get in touch with what's deep and what's real? Some of them have. I don't want to pass judgment. I'm just noticing. You know, we can't avoid our problems. We need to face them. So this is the time when we need not only to live from the heart, but we need to take a close look at our intellectual patterns and see what it is that no longer serves us. If you believe in the goodness of human beings and want to believe Trump and Elon Musk have your good at heart, go right ahead. But, common sense says that Musk is behind Trump because he wants to take advantage of renewing that tax break for the very rich, which is coming due this year. And they were looking for 4 trillion to find by cutting social services, by cutting Social Security, Medicaid, the things we need to live on. So, no, I do not embrace their fervency with anything less than a skeptical and cynical viewpoint. But I do believe that we needed to shake things up a bit because we have become complacent. Many Americans have become complacent about standing up for ourselves, developing our integrity, doing what's right. And when life is hard, it's even harder to do that. So if this rune is read today as having each other's back, that's a really good thing. Another way one could look at the drawing on this rune is to see the rune Isa drawn through the square shape of the stave Ingouge. Ingouge is about growth. It's about masculine fertility. The man plants the seed, implants the seed in the female, where the fetus and embryo becomes a fetus, gestates. But here we have Isa, ice, the line of concentration, stillness, drawn through a period of growth. So if we interpret it that way, this is a point where we need to not grow, but to wait like the seed in the soil beneath the earth. And it's a time to go within and really ferret out, as I said before, those intellectual ideas that don't let us stand upon our own 2 feet as independent cosmic individuals. That's a high goal. Or even just taking care of our own needs because we are expecting someone else, like the government, to do it for us. And I know some Trump people would argue that that's one of their goals too. They don't want the government to do everything for us. But we need to find a balance. We need to take care of one another and find what works as a sustainable community, even at the degree of nation. And I say, and I'm harping on this, and I will continue to harp on this, we have one planet. We have all kinds of cultural diversities living on this one planet. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't want to see hatred causing people to wipe people out like happened in World Wars One and Two. That's just bloody evil. But we need to consolidate ourselves. What is the imprint we are leaving on the planet? When I examine my own life, I realize I cannot stop using oil because I cannot afford to set up a new way of heating my home. There's a whole culture that's conditioned to wasting the resources of the planet. But what can we cut back on? What can we consolidate on? What can we do to honor this earth home? I'm lucky to be an American. I'm lucky because I have access to the indigenous roots of the native peoples who learned to live in accord with nature and had colonialism trying to separate them from their heritage, but they held on to it. And they do share what they know with those of us who are sincere about wanting to honor the earth, wanting to honor life, wanting to honor the source of life that is in everything, the collective that we might call God or the all or the creator. We each have to find those answers for ourselves. But I want to put it out there because for those of you who are willing and able and ready to do this work, it's timely. So moving on to Tuesday, the 11th of February, we have the rune Stan. Stan is the stone. It's about, it could be the foundation stone. I often interpret this rune as meaning the need to build our foundation. What is the foundation of our life? What is the foundation that enables us to survive, but go beyond even surviving into thriving? What is it that enables us to keep our homes and families together? It's income, sure, it's money, but it's more than money. It's the feeling of life source energy. And money is simply a symbol of life source energy. In America, unfortunately, most people have made money into their personal God. We can look at the president elect and his cronies as prime examples. But it's the feeling you have for your life, the positive feeling you have for your life, the positive feeling you hold on to with your family members, with your friends. When you have that moment to stop and be quiet and take a deep breath and look at a scene of great beauty in nature, or maybe you have hiked miles in to a wilderness area and you are just alone with all of that wonderful, opulent energy. And we cannot put a price tag on it. Capitalism, socialism, none of these isms allow us to put a price tag on the beauty of having a spirit indwelling a physical body, taking a breath, having a thought, having a feeling. There's no price tag you can put on that. So, what is your foundation? What is the foundation that allows you to have a life that is rewarding and joyful and honors your purpose on earth? Let's move on to Thursday, February 12th. We have the rune Awash, movement. This is always a good rune. So if we've asked ourselves the right questions, coming out of a period of need that we saw on Sunday, which is today I'm doing these readings, and moving through the idea of finding like-minded people to have our community in these times of turbulence when the government elect is trying to throw you into chaos and confusion to keep you from standing on your own feet. And then we move through Stan on Tuesday, the questions of what is my spiritual foundation? What is my physical foundation? What is the foundation for my life so that I might have more than the simple act of surviving? So we're moving forward in that, on all those questions. The question that arises on the 13th, which is Thursday, is Ior, the river serpent. This rune represents our vitality, the energy that is given to us by the Creator in our first breath of life. It also becomes the chi, the key, the sexual energy for our maintaining our bodies, maintaining life, evolving our souls, evolving our spirits, and also in the procreation of children. This is a rune that is so contiguous on the continuation of our species, and yet we are living in a very critical time. This rune asks us to get down to the foundation of our spiritual life. What is that for you? Do you even know? Do you honor the breath? Do you honor the four directions, the north, the east, the south, and the west, as guides, like a compass for your life, with you at the center? Do you honor the winds? Eurus in the east, Boreas in the south, Zephyrus in the west, and it's Notus in the south and Boreas in the north. You honor the four winds as part of your soul. Spirit is the word for breath. This is what Creator gave us the first day of life. Anyway, this rune invites us to get down to the heart of what our sensuality and sexuality and spirituality and soulality is all about. And if we do that on Friday, we draw the rune Sawilo. Sawilo is the sun. It aligns with our solar plexus. It aligns in the east, in the Incan tradition, as the god Inti, Father Sun. And it's beautiful because fire illuminates. Fire helps us to think. Fire is our passion, our embodiment. It is our victory over the dark forces that would tie us down. And yes, dog, you need to go away until I'm done. I have for Saturday, the 15th, the rune Inguj. Inguj is a bit about containment. We started out in one of the definitions for Monday's rune Menage with containment and ice and being held underground, the seed held underground during the winter months. So the winter months are not over, and we've had a long, cold one here in the Northeast. I just want to advocate going within, talking to your spirit, talking to your soul, and you can. You can actually have a mental dialogue with these aspects of yourself. You can talk to your body, it listens. You can talk to your emotions, and they will share with you what you are feeling. You might not be able to identify it, but if you take the time, you sit here, body, how are you today? This is a technique I had from a shaman Durek class I took online. Body, how are you today? Emotion, what are you feeling today? Mental, what are you feeling today? How are you thinking? Where are your thoughts going? Spirit, how are you today? I mean, these parts of ourselves are all interconnected. We cannot separate the one from the other, but they often function separately because we forget that we are a whole, integrated organism. So I've given you a lot to think about this week, and I'm going to try to bring more of that into every week. This is not just about reading the runes for me anymore. This is about connecting with you in whatever way I can to help you to realize your own sovereign nature, your own divinity, your own unique individuality, and to rise above the fears that the negative forces that be are trying to push upon us at this time. Let's rise up. We'll find community, whether it's through the runes or through your local political chapter, if that's what you're into, your religious communities, or just friends who agree with you upon what life is all about. That's really what we need to do. Get simple. Find our way through. And I will post this, and I will be back next week. And perhaps if I have some time during the week from my support job, I can get on and share some more ideas live stream. But if I do that, I'll advocate. So I want everyone to have a blessed week ahead. Stay centered, ground yourself as much as possible, and don't let the idiots get you down. This is Susan of the North signing off.